Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Bay Path. This is our weekly show, our high school football preview show with Coach Giampa. It's our opportunity to get a bird's eye view of what's going on inside of Bay Path football. Coach, how are you? Happy to see you. Great to have you on this weekly program. How are things going?
Good. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm outstanding. Thank you very much. It almost feels like a Friday, but on a Thursday. That only means one thing, that we are in preparations for yet another high school football game on Friday night. And, before we get there, let's talk about the pathway to where we are. So last week we had the quarterfinals against Monty Tech here at home. Let's debrief that game just a little bit and give a little bit of a coach's viewpoint for our fans.
I thought we played well. Monty Tech was much more improved from when we saw them the last time. They were a much better team. They were putting up about 48 points a game on everybody that they were playing. So I was proud of the way our defense played. I thought they played really well in shutting down their quarterback and their running attack, and trying to make them play left-handed. And I thought offensively we were able to exploit some things that we had seen. And then the kids just played really, really well, especially in comparison to the first time we played them. It seems like every time we play them, they present some unique challenges to us offensively, and we were able to mitigate those this last time around. So I was proud of the way the kids played. It was a total team effort. Special teams were great. We were able to make all of our field goals, which is really, really important at our level. So I thought just in totality, the kids played really well.
Well, shifting coming off of a loss, it's always hard to rebound. You had a great week of practice and preparation. And it was really great to watch the resiliency that comes from within each and all of our athletes. That is, we'll call it fertilized through you guys as the head coaches. You tell them every time they go on the field, you get a new opportunity to be great. And they took full advantage of that. So, the score obviously was a little lopsided, but at the end of the day, I think that had to do with a lot of the juices that were flowing about getting back on the field. Would you agree?
Yeah, I thought like I said, I thought we played really well. I thought the kids played hard. Rebounding from a loss is never easy, but it is part of sports, and it's part of what you have to do. You're not gonna win every game, especially when you play really good competition. I think Swampscott was probably one of the best teams I've seen in every aspect of the game. They're incredibly well coached. Their kids played their technique incredibly well. So I think I was most impressed with the way that the kids didn't, shut down, or they didn't, look at that as like, that was it. That's the end. They know they have a lot to play for still. And, they played great. I thought they executed what we asked them to do. They didn't try to do more than their job, and they were able to, come back and play really well in important games. And, we reiterated to them at this point in the season, there's not a lot of teams playing in important games anymore. After week 8, just the way that the Massachusetts football is set up after week 8, there's really, you're either playing important games or you're kind of just treading water until Thanksgiving, if that's an important game. So the fact that we're still playing important games in November is important to us. And I was glad that the kids, reacted appropriately to that situation.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about Greater New Bedford Vocational Technical High School. Kind of far away. It's there's a lot of distance between the two schools, but obviously a lot of similarities between the two schools. We have similar students, in our hallways, and there's a hunger, because this is a program that's been around for a while and has seemingly been in the mix for multiple years. So talk a little bit about your opponent, if you could, please.
Yeah, they're a really impressive team. This is the third year in a row that I've seen them in these Voc playoffs. So they're always right here. And they're an impressive team. They're big, they're physical. They play an incredibly difficult schedule out east. So, that's something that, prepares them well for these situations. And, they execute offensively, defensively. They do what they set out to do in a lot of their games. So we're going to have to be incredibly well prepared and disciplined in order to beat them.
Yeah. So let's talk about key matchups, Coach. Where do you see Bay Path as in there on paper, and how you look against a team of their caliber?
I think again, same as every other week, we're going to have to control the line of scrimmage. They have some big kids on the line. They have some really outstanding players who offensively and defensively can cause some disruptions, or their offensive line does a great job of opening up holes and getting to their blocks, and giving opportunities to their running backs who run really hard. Their quarterback is very disciplined, and he runs their system really well. And he does the same thing that we kind of preach. He doesn't try to do too much. He gets the ball to the tight end and to his receivers really well. And their running backs run really hard. So we're going to have to defensively, we're going to have to make sure that we're disciplined and we are, being aggressive upfield and shutting as much of that as we can down. And, I think the more physical team is going to be the team that's happier at the end of the game. So we're going to have to make sure that we're up for a 4-quarter game, because these guys, this is a proud school. This is a team that focuses intently on the vocational playoffs. And they're a Division IV team, so that's two divisions up from us. So they're a big school. They have a lot of talent on their team. So like I said, it's going to be up front again. But that's the kind of team that we are. If our offense and defensive lines aren't getting the job done, we're going to be struggling. So we got to make sure that we're doing what we need to do up front.
Coach, I know you never look past the week's game that's in front of you right now. But talk a little bit about the Big Four that are still in the mix. You got these programs that are continuously, representing at a high level. Who else is still in the picture?
So on our side of the bracket, it's us in Northeast. It's us in Greater New Bedford. On the other side, it is Whittier and Northeast Metro.
So either way we look, is going to be a fun ride to the next game if you get there. And those are all the things taken care of, the little things in front of you to make sure you get there. Hey, Coach, what do you want to say about the fans and how important the fans are for being there on Friday night?
We always get a great turnout, and I think the fan support is important to our kids. It's I can say when you're playing away, that's something that when things go poorly for you, it can be a very isolating feeling to be on the opposite sideline. And when you're looking across, the way our stadium's set up, you're looking across and it's our team, and then right behind us is all our fans. And so I think we have a tremendous home field advantage up here, because our fans are incredibly supportive. They show up every week, and they do a great job of supporting our kids, and motivating our kids. And our kids want to play in front of people. That's one of the things that's important to them. And they want to make their families proud and their community proud, and the things that they do on the field hopefully translate to that. So yeah, and we had great support last week. We've had great support all season, so hopefully that can continue this week. And like you said, it's a long ride from Greater New Bedford to here, so hopefully we can outnumber their fans and have a strong turnout.
Oh, that's awesome right there. So what time is that on Friday night again, Coach?
It's 6:30, so half hour earlier than usual.
So a 6:30 start here up on the hill. Semifinal matchup between Greater New Bedford Vocational Technical High School and our own Bay Path Minutemen, who have been on a tear lately. Super proud of all you guys. Wish you the best luck. Coach, anything else before we check out for today's session?
No, just like I said, it's it's exciting to be in these kind of games in November. If you look at the schedule this week, there's not a lot of meaningful football being played anymore. The season is pretty much over for almost everybody but those who are still in these playoffs. And, we're in a situation now where, we're in control of how many games we have left, whether that's one game after this one or 2 games after this one. So hopefully we are prepared, and hopefully our kids, show up in an improved state from where they were last week. Because we've talked about all season, we got to get better every week. So hopefully we've made another step forward, and we're ready to go.
Well, as your principal, I'm super proud of you guys. I'm proud of what you guys have accomplished and what you have yet to still accomplish. So continue to thump that drum, do the things that are right for kids, and most importantly, keep them on the path of being the best version of themselves as you possibly can. Thank you very much, Coach. Again, 6:30 on Friday night in the semifinal round here at Bay Path against Greater New Bedford Vocational Technical High School. Have a great night, everybody, and hope to see you at the game.